Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, fight one on the card tonight. Brought to you by Baguli Transport, Grow Strong MMA, Tozer Farrier Service, and Grow Strong Chiropractic. Introducing first in the blue corner, he weighed in at 69.1 kilograms. He fights out of Rings MMA in Lismore. Making his debut tonight, please make welcome Sunni Bailey. His opponent in the red corner, he weighed in at 69 kilograms. Fights out of the Freestyle Gym, Sydney, New South Wales. Making his second appearance in the cage tonight, Jakey the Swang Treyvaud.
Here we go, the boys are about to get ready. So we're just waiting for a medic to come to cage side. Another thing that I just realised as well is here these young boys are about to have their first fight. Thomas Churchill, the referee, is on the brink of a UFC call-up.
Fantastic.
So these guys are about to have a fight, and they're going to look back on this time when they had their debuts or their second fight, and here's a guy like Thomas Churchill that's now, you know, refereeing some of these big UFC fighters in the future possibly.
Well,
Pretty cool to look back on.
Well, on cage side, we have Peter Hickmott. So he's already been in the UFC, so these guys are being graced already.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at the way these guys are going.
Bit of pressure up against the cage there as well. They're definitely not afraid of throwing those knees.
Looks like they have a little bit of experience. They're taking their time. They're not really rushing anything. They're just trying to get their position.
Oh, definitely some of those knees are pretty close.
I felt that from here. Ooh, nice 1 and 2. Great takedown.
Probably a good opportunity now that the fight's on the floor. You know, the boys can kind of settle into a routine, catch their breath back after that first little adrenaline dump. Looks like we're throwing punches to the head, so it looks like we are in a B-class fight. Just wearing headgear though with the young boys.
Well, yeah. Well, I heard they were saying no head strikes, but okay. I'm not sure. But the thing I like about it is that they're taking their time. They're not rushing it. They're not expending that extra energy. That's awesome.
Yeah,
more
that's
than
right.
I did.
Can you remember the debut fight?
Yes, I do. I still remember. I was wore out by the time I got to the cage.
I definitely find that C-class, there we go, the headpiece has fallen off, so we might have a break in play here.
I remember my first fight like this. We didn't have any headgear. We just knew not to hit to the head, and I just think that the headgear is just an impediment right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good for that's probably good for the future, and maybe they don't need the headgear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, C-class definitely has a role in MMA at the moment, especially when you get these juniors coming through.
I think that's more for maybe the parents and the crowd or anything. I don't think they're in any danger at this age of really inflicting that much damage on the ground. Not at this age.
Absolutely, you're definitely right. You know, I know a lot of wives and mothers and parents are the ones that are probably saying not to take certain fights, but yeah, when you get a piece of headgear in there, there's a little bit more chance that the loved ones are going to say they're happy for the fight to go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think that Jakey, I think he had it over on that. Just he had the control, and in the end, he finished on top. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the way that the 10-point scoring system, you know, the 10-point must scoring system goes is that a lot of people get confused. They tend to think it's, you know, it's a combination of everything. You know, the striking, grappling, octagon control, and aggression. It doesn't come down to that. It basically comes down to striking and grappling first. You know, if I can find a winner between striking and grappling, that's who gets the nod. If it's a 50-50 call on it and I can't decide, that's when I go to aggression. If I can't decide on aggression, then goes to octagon control. When you looked at that exchange before, yeah, they both landed some strikes with the punches, but yeah, Jakey was able to get the fight to the ground and control it there. So yeah, definitely a 10-9 round to Jakey.
I think this round there'll be a little bit more urgency from Sunni, but he's going to have to turn it around this round.
Absolutely. Tell you what, Thomas Churchill, the most hated man in Warwick right now, refusing the ring girl from doing her lap. She just ducked in there a little bit too late, but she'll impress the crowd in the next round.
She'll know next time. Oh, they're starting to let it go now.
You're exactly right. You know, Sunni came straight out throwing some big strikes. You know, Sam Nest in between that round gave him a bit of a revving and told him what was expected.
And a lot of times, you know, when you go to your corner, you have to have that clarity, because if you think you're up and you're not up, you know, you can end up losing the fight. So that corner is awesome.
Personally, yourself, I've seen a lot of fights, and you know, we've watched a whole bunch of UFC fights, and you do see that there are certain cornermen that sometimes they just tell their people what they want to hear. You know, you're winning the fight, but they might not be winning. You personally, would you rather be told the truth, or would you rather someone blow a bit of smoke up you so you get a bit of confidence?
Well, you know, I always know how I'm doing. I want honesty. If somebody's telling me I'm doing well and I'm not, then yeah, that's not the corner for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just want honesty at all times. It's an honest sport. It's the most honest sport out there.
Most honest, brutal sport.
Brutally honest.
Jakey looks like he's found his way on top again.
Looked like Sunni was trying to go for maybe an arm bar, or you know, he's trying to set up something. He was swinging his hips. He just needs to get out of there, I think. He can get to his feet. Yep, he's trying to set something up.
Yeah, having a chat to him out the back, he definitely said that he, throwing up the armbar when he's on his back is his favourite submission. And again, looking across the cage, when you've got guys like Mike Williams, Sam Nest in your corner, he definitely would have been on his back a few times in training.
Definitely. I'll tell you, these boys, their bodies are getting red. It's his sides all red and marked up from these punches. Yeah, he's establishing some. Look, he's establishing himself. You know, he needs to get to his feet, and he needs to start again. Right now, he's losing the fight.
He's looking very heavy, isn't he? He's not putting that pressure. He's not putting that weight on top of Sunni, but you can definitely tell he's controlling his hips.
Yep. And he's slowly just draining his will. Like the guy on the bottom, he's just sort of conceding right now. He just needs to get back to his feet, I feel. That's what I always heard.
And every one of these punches he's throwing are at the same power, so you can tell that he's breathing properly. He's not gassing out.
Yeah, he's breathing. Yeah, that's right. That's a big thing. Adrenaline, the adrenaline dump, it hits every fighter differently. He's handling it. He may be young, but he's got a lot of experience on him, you can tell.
Moving around on his back, it's good to see he's not just sitting there.
Yep. I'll tell you, when you're on the bottom, everything goes in microseconds.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just the slowest thing.
So you'd have to think Jakey's up 2 rounds to none. Mike, if you're in Sunni's corner, what are you telling him right now?
Well, me personally, I'm trying to knock you out. I'm trying to finish the fight standing. What Jakey's doing is he's bringing him in, he's making him sure that he goes to the ground and everything like that. He's got to stay away, keep his distance. He's got to keep the jab going and try to go for that knockout. He's down 2-0 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely. And this is make or break to some extent. You know, I think the thing I love about this is the kid's 14. You know what I mean? So we're not fighting for sheep stations right now. So yeah, myself, if I was in the corner right now, I'd say, mate, let's have a bit of fun with it. You know what I mean? You don't want to look back on this experience and wish, I wish I'd actually really committed to that armbar, or really committed to that overhand right, or really committed to something. So if it was me right now, I'd be saying, mate, go out there and make a memory of this last round.
That's
Do yourself
right.
proud.
let it fly, let it go. What do you have to lose? You don't have anything to lose. Everybody's a winner when they come. There's no losers. There's always learners. But yeah, you just got to let it go.
He was happy to throw those punches at the start of the second round too. He definitely came out pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, Jakey's got some fire too. He's got some thump about him. I mean, yeah, Sunni can come out and try to throw those punches, but I think Jakey's got something for him in those replies.
Be good to see if Sunni can reverse this and maybe finish the round on top himself. Big takedown coming up. Here we go. Bang.
Wow. Wow. I'll be marking this guy down for the future. I'm
Here we go. There's an armbar from the bottom. Looks like he's got both legs in position. We'll see if Jakey knows what to do or if he's going to stack him up. It's getting close. Here we go.
Oh. I'll tell you a famous fight back in the day when Chael Sonnen was fighting Silva. He was beating him all those rounds and then got beaten with an armbar in the last round, so it could happen.
100%. He's committed to it as well. If he falls out of the armbar, he might be able to fall into a triangle here, but no, he's unfortunately he's fallen back in the guard.
Yeah. See, from here, he needs to try to get back to his feet.
But again, I'm excited that he threw it up. You know, it's his favorite submission.
Yep. He's thinking, you know, a lot of these fighters now, they have a lot more skill, they have a lot more pedigree and everything like that. So when they have to recall, when they're tired, they can recall these moves, they recall these little techniques, and I think that the game has just gone to another level.
And it's always different. Like I doubt that when these guys are rolling on the ground that they're probably rolling in shin pads as well. So nice little exchange there. A breaking play to let the headgear back on.
And see, now I don't know where they need to start up against the fence, or do they see? Yeah, they're starting them again. That's sort of a disadvantage to the other fighter. But yeah, I think they need to look at this at the headset rule.
Nice right landed by Jakey before with that exchange.
And he seems to be getting stronger as the fight goes on. So his conditioning is amazing. Plus, he's young.
Yeah, I don't think he was up all night last night looking after the kid and
That's exactly
making
right.
lunches. Another big takedown by Jakey. He's a strong boy, isn't he?
Well, yeah, and you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to make sure he secures the win now. I mean, he's got the first two, but I think, you know, Ness would be like, hey, doesn't matter. Every round's its own individual thumbprint. You got to go out there and make sure you make this round yours.
At the end of the day, it has been a really even fight. It's probably going to go 3 rounds to none to Jakey, but I tell you what, Sunni's really got to be proud of himself here. I think the only real difference between the fight was the 2 years. The 2 years age difference between the two. You know, Jakey was a little bit stronger. I think you'd probably find that that's what's going to happen to a kid's body when he's 14 by the time he gets to 16, you know?
Well, the other thing is, you know, I was a late bloomer, and he looks like a late bloomer. The fact that he's in here, this might be a win. He's 16 years old. You're right. When he's got 2 more years, I'd like to see these guys go back at it. We might have to see this one again.
100%. And yeah, you just got to look at their body structures. You know, Jakey's definitely filled out a little bit more. You know, Sunni's still got that that maturing body shape as well.
Well, you can tell he's young, and that he's going to fill out. He's already taller, and he's got a longer arm width span and everything like that. So he's got some filling out to do. He's going to be formidable in a couple of years.
Absolutely.
Probably in 6 months. They improved immensely over a little bit of time.
I was really impressed with Jakey. That was a really strong performance. Again, you know, every time he got the fight to the ground, he controlled it. He basically took the fight wherever he wanted it. And I was really happy to see that fight stayed standing at the end. So, again, you know, these kids want to look at building memories. So, at the end of this fight, he can say, yeah, I spent the first 2 or 3 rounds, you know, controlling the fight on the ground, but also had a bit of fun standing and threw some punches as well.
Well, I'm hoping they also look at their own video. You know, you can learn a lot from your past bouts and then, you know, try to move a little differently or throw punches a little bit differently. I think with this one, Sunni's going to be looking at trying to just stay on your feet, just, you know, get back to your feet and things like that. But who am I to tell? Ness is awesome.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, how good was that first fight? Well done, lads. We have a judge's decision after 3 3-minute rounds, a unanimous decision here to the red corner. Jakey, the swang, Treyvaud. Well done. How do you feel after your second fight, mate? You've come all the way up from Sydney for this one. Long way to come for a fight. How do you feel after your 9 minutes, mate? Is it all good? Is this we see it's your second fight? How do you see it as opposed to your first fight?
My first fight just swinging a lot, and this fight focused on wrestling a lot. I went over to Guam competing and stuff in wrestling competitions, and it showed.
It seemed to me like you had the upper hand there from quite early on. So was that, do you just come out hard and keep going? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that was the plan, yeah.
Awesome. Jake, thanks very much. It's well done on your second fight. We'll be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, with the second bout of the evening.